When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Absolutely, unequivocally, yes is the answer. Now, here is the host of The Long Bearded Guy, the Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International, Gordon D Melville.
Hey everybody, welcome. Thank you for being here. You're with The Long Bearded Guy, Gordon D Melville. That's me, and on Inspired Choices Network. And we're now in December already. So I've got I don't have it on today. I might put it on for one of the shows, but with the beard, I get Santa a whole bunch. And anyway, I don't say ho, ho, ho too much. So welcome to the show. I deeply appreciate you being here. There's lots to talk about today. We got a really interesting topic today, the greatest gift we give. And I'm thinking about that in terms of Christmas. I'm thinking of that in terms of what's the greatest gift we can give. And anyway, we'll talk about it. There's some bits and pieces to that. So I want to talk about that right off the top. Well, you know what? I'm going to do another little piece. You can find us if you're jumping in, please get into the chat. Let us know you're here. Say hi. Oh, there's Mandy. Awesome. Yeah, let us know you're here. And I appreciate so much. You can find us on more than 450 platforms globally, multiple times a week, anywhere you would normally listen. So Apple TV, Google TV, you find Inspired Choices Network there, free download. Amazon Fire TV, LG and Samsung TV, Binge Network, if you know what that is, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to your stuff, you can plug into us. And please like it, love it, share it, subscribe, share it with your friends, bring other people in. Please. My mission, as you all know, and if you don't know that, this is your first one. My mission is to have a meaningful connection with more than 10 million men globally in the next 24 months. With a message of hope that says there are positive ways to deal with the stress and anxiety and depression, all the irregular emotions we all feel every day, but don't know what to do with. And as guys, we were taught, hey, don't let anybody see that, right? Don't show emotions, don't look weak, don't cry. So we hold that dis-ease in our bodies, and it causes us some challenges. So if that's something that you need to hear, someone needs to hear that. I want to get that message out. I want the reach to get even farther. We've got more than 100 million reach, and I think it's probably 4 times that much when you put it on all the platforms. But from a sense and a space that says, you know what, I can't talk to enough people fast enough. So please like it, love it, share it, subscribe, bring your friends, promote it wherever you can. I would really appreciate that. All right, so I have a very good friend and sister that is an amazing, she's a Toastmaster, high level Toastmaster. She's the town crier in the town she lives in Cobourg, Ontario in Canada. And she's written at least one poetry book, but this one, Catalyst Poetry by Mandy E. Robinson, there's some amazing poetry in here, including a poem she wrote after being inspired by a podcast interview with me and Austin J. Haynes that we're going to have on in a couple of weeks as a guest. But so as I'm thinking about my topic today, the greatest gift we give, there was a poem that came up in Mandy's book that I thought, you know what, I'm going to read that because it's appropriate for the topic today. It's called Day of Choice. It's on page 50 of Catalyst Poetry. If you don't have a copy of this, you can find it on Amazon. You can get a hold of Mandy. She may even might be able to drop it in the chat to the link. So anyway, Day of Choice is the name of the poem. A day to make a difference with choices that you make. Will you hear? Will you listen? Let go of shallowness and being fake. Truth, honesty, humility, and love. Qualities to embody from our God, great God above. The ebb and flow of the life that you lead is etched in time by that upon which your mind feeds. So make your choices, be you wise, for life is fragile, and oh, how the time flies. You're at the helm, dreams, wisdom, strength, you choose. Go, make a difference, you cannot lose. By Mandy E. Robinson, on page 50 of her book, Catalyst Poetry. All right, so what is the topic in terms of what is the greatest gift we can give? Is it time? Is it money? Is it time? Is it gifts? Is it stuff? Is it what is it? What is the greatest gift we can give other people? The greatest gift we can give other people is our time. Time is a non-renewable resource. Time is, once it's gone, it's gone. It doesn't get refilled. We can get more money, we can get more stuff, but we're never ever going to get more time. It's a finite resource we all have, and in varying degrees and in varying amounts, and that's great. We don't know how much we have. If you remember, Brandon Lee is Bruce Lee's son, died 20 years ago, 25 years ago. He's been gone forever. But point is, 2 weeks before he died, he was in an interview, hauntingly, where he articulated that in those spaces where he said, you know what? We may only have 17 sunrises left. And he didn't mean that we see, that we spend there. We may only have 9 visits with that loved one or that event, or what. It's a limited resource. So the greatest gift we can give to other people is our time. The song Cats in the Cradle, great song, but the message is exactly the same, right? The message is, hey, you know what? The kids, a lot of times you hear children say, and as adults, once they become adults, they say to their parents, and they get mad, and the parent goes, I gave you everything I could have given you. I gave you all this stuff. And they're like, yeah, but that's not what I needed. What I needed was you. What I needed was your time. What I needed was quality time spent with my parent. We don't think of it that way. Usually we don't think of it like that. Time, it's something that we kill. People spend it, they invest it, people kill it. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just killing time. What? You're doing what? You're never getting that time back. Don't kill it. It's okay to relax and rest and sleep and binge watching Netflix while you're eating, with spending time with the family or with special stuff. That's fine. I'm not saying don't do that. What I am saying is don't kill time. I got a quick quote here. The greatest gift you can give someone is your time, because when you give your time, you are giving a portion of your life that you will never get back. Boom. I tell my sons all the time, remember, you're exchanging a piece of your finite resource for what you're doing today. So make it count. We can do that. If you listen to me at all, you know, hey, I can choose to spend my time however I want. I can choose and have control. People, oh, I don't have any control. I don't have control. I've got stuff to do. I've got responsibilities. I've got people that count on me. I've got a job. I've got a boss. Great. When someone says to me, I don't have time, what they're telling me is I don't want to. And people may not like that. People may not like that. Oh, I just don't have time. I can't fit. No. The things we really want to fit in, we find the time for. We make the time for. Because everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. 86,400 seconds in a day. We all have it. exactly the same amount. How do people achieve and exponentially grow and expand? Tony Robbins runs more than 100 companies. Richard Branson runs more than 400 companies, and I've never seen a picture of him in an office ever. He's always on a jet ski with some good-looking women. Hey, Austin, thank you for being here. So what's he doing? What is Branson doing? What is Tony doing? They got the same 24 hours we have. They're maximizing their time. Now, whether they're doing that through doing a morning and evening routine, like our good buddy Jose Escobar talks about, whether they're obviously doing self-care because they're running 300 miles an hour with their hair on fire. They're looking after themselves first. They're spending time, that part of their resource every day, making sure that they can show up, making sure they're healthy, both in their body and in their mind, watching what their focus is. It's important, but it's something we can choose. It's something we have the ability to choose how we spend that time. You've heard it said, I'm sure you've heard it said, that if you want something done, give it to the busiest person you know, because they'll get it done. Which sounds counterintuitive, right? That sounds like, okay, wait. If they're already busy, how are they doing that? But it's true. How do they do it? Time management. They understand how to make and manufacture time. Can we add time? No. Can we put processes in place that allow us the space to make us time later? Yes. So while we think and right now I had to slow down to be able to put a process in place. I had to teach a new person how to do their job, or to help me, or I had to slow down and do that. Okay. Is it going to make things better later? Yes, it's going to speed up the process later. Yes, it's going to make me more effective later because I've automated, maybe. I've spent the time to automate some of that stuff. Right? I've automated. What does that mean? It means it's going to create time for me later because I don't have to spend the time doing that function again. Hey, Mandy, great to see you back. But yeah, that's we're manufacturing the time. We're giving ourselves some extra space. We're leveraging our time. Leverage is an amazing concept, but we have to do it right. How do we go from solopreneur, entrepreneur, solopreneur, and then try and scale as we get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger? At some point, we have to give off that some of those tasks. We have to put them out to other people. We have to trust some people to help us expand and grow and scale. That takes some time. We're talking about time. Why? Because it's the greatest gift we can give somebody else is our time. To that end, thank you so much, all of you, for spending your time, your finite resource with me today, because you could be spending your time wherever, but you're choosing to spend some of it with me. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. We need to take a quick break, pay some bills. I want to do two quick shout outs. One is to Jose Escobar, is the founder and CEO of the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf. Check out the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf to learn more about the morning and evening routine mastery program that's changing people's lives. I alluded to it earlier. The program will help you install systems on the bookends of your day to maximize your morning and evening routine. Set up your free strategy session today with Jose Escobar, and you can reach him at www.theentrepreneur'sbookshelf.com. That's an amazing, amazing program, and Jose is amazing. The other shout out I want to give today is to my sponsor, Kat Schwarz. She's the founder and CEO of a groundbreaking company called Compassionate Healing Services, and offers a completely unique approach to treating physical and mental health challenges. Check her out on Instagram at Compassionate Healing Services, or email her at info@compassionatehealingservices.com. And my founding partner, sponsor partners, I am so thankful for them. I can't do this without them. And I really, really appreciate them. While we go to this break, don't forget to pause and breathe. Pause and breathe. And through that'll help ground. It'll help get you through, and will give you some focus, some added focus. So you're on with the long bearded guy, Gordon D Melville, on Inspired Choices Network. We'll see you in just a minute. Don't go away.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the long-bearded guy with Gordon D Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to the longbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We're talking about the greatest gift we can give other people. What is the greatest gift we can give other people? It's our time, because it's a finite resource. We can get more of lots of other things, but we only have so much time. How we spend our time, or invest our time, or use our time is what's important. So in this little piece, I want to talk about what is time. Literally, because it's not real. It's a construct in our mind. Time is we all run by a clock, right? 12-hour, 24-hour, whichever one we 0600. It's 3 p.m. Okay, we all run with that time. I'll meet you at 6 p.m. at whatever the restaurant is, or at a coffee shop. We all run that way, right? Time zones. We all run that way. But sometimes, and I said this to someone the other day, the concept of time is a moving thing, right? Like we spend our time through the week, Monday to Friday, working, and the clock just drags and drags and drags sometimes. And then Friday night, 5 o'clock hits, and boom, the next thing you know, you blink and it's Monday morning. And you're like, where did the weekend go? Or you take holidays and you go, oh, and the clock is so slow leading up to the last couple of days before you leave, or before you take your holidays. And then when holidays start, the clock seems to speed up. Does it speed up? No, it's the same all the time. It's our perception of it. It's how we think of time. Austin Haynes talks about, he uses an hourglass. Time. Being present. Get free, stay present, move forward. The power of pure presence. Being right here, right now. What is time? Time. Time. Tieme. So tie, me. We're tying me to the present. Tying me to right now. Why? Because a few minutes ago is over. That's now in the past. When the show started at noon is now in the past. The end of the show is still in the future. But we think about it as being present. I want to be right here, right now. Giving ourselves the gift of being able to go, you know what? We all have had other things going on today up till now. We all have things going on after now. But right this minute, that's the only time we have. We're not promised another second. We don't like to think about that. It's kind of morbid, but it's the truth. The past is gone. You can't access that anymore, except by memory. So it's gone. They say yesterday's a canceled check, tomorrow's a promissory note. Today is the only cash you have, so spend it wisely. But even burrowing that even down, we're not promised the whole day even. Being right here is a gift we can give ourselves, but we give to other people. That's why it's called the present. It's a gift. And most of the time we're moving so fast, we don't appreciate that. Why? Because it's just given. It's just there. Yeah, it's there. We take it for granted. I do an illustration I ask people, hey, do you have a net worth over 10 million? And people say no. I'm like, really? Okay, so I'll solve that problem for you. I'm going to stroke you a check for 10 million. I just need you to give me your eyes. And I have yet to find someone that goes, oh yeah, no problem. Okay, I'm in. They go, no, I'm not giving you my eyes. Why? Well, because if I have 10 million, that's wonderful. But at the end of the day, I want to be able to enjoy that by seeing things and traveling and spending time with people. And great. So what you just told me is that you have a net worth value well over 10 million, because that's only your eyes. That's before we talk about your lungs or your heart or your kidneys or any other part of your body. But because it was just given to us, we take it for granted. Time is just something that Buddha said, the challenge is you think you have time. That's a gut check. You think you have, the challenge is you think you have time. Uh-oh. And it's not that we live like, but Tim McGraw says, live like you're dying, right? Great song. Why? Because, okay, I'm going to try and live like it's my last day here. And someday I'll be right, because I don't know when that's going to be. A couple of quick quotes. Time lies, 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 only to those who misuse its precious moments. Again, not being able to be present, not understanding, really truly understanding time. Alice Walker said this, time moves slowly but passes quickly, which goes to the point we're talking about in terms of sometimes it speeds up and sometimes it slows down. Time moves slowly but passes quickly. And we've all heard it said, we only live once. Oh, I got to maximize. You only live once. No, in one sense, yes, I guess. But in another sense, that's BS. You die once. You can live every day. You can live every second of every day. That's a choice. That's something we choose to do. Again, when people say, oh, I don't have time. No, what you're saying is, I don't want to. Because if you really, really wanted to, you'll find the time. You'll manufacture the time. You'll make it happen. Why? Because it's important. It's a priority. Humans are interesting that way. Because it's a priority, it can be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Right? It can be back in the day, it was a priority for some of my colleagues in the automobile retail world to drink lots of coffee. I did too. A couple pots a day, lots of coffee. but some of them smoked. And you'd watch them go out, and it would be, I live in Canada, right? But, and cold in the wintertime, really cold. And it would be just driving snow and minus 40. And you'd see them out there huddled and huddled and huddled and huddled. Hey, Austin, welcome back. Huddled to have their cigarette. And when they would come in, we'd go, wow, you must have really needed that fresh air because you were freezing. It was a priority. They'll put themselves in harm's way and freeze and be uncomfortable because it was a priority. So priorities don't necessarily have to be good things. They can be maybe things that aren't so good for us. But if we make it a priority, I am absolutely going to do that. It's a must. I'm going to do it. I'm going to find the time. I'm going to make the time. And at the cost of whatever else, I'm going to make the time to do that. I'm going to make the time. Interesting. Oh, thank you so much, Austin, for putting Mandy's link for the Catalyst poetry. Thank you so much for putting that in there. I really appreciate that. Get the book. It's an amazing poetry book. It really is. And if you're really nice to me, I may tell you which poem she wrote for me, or about me, or was inspired, not about me, inspired by me, and inspired by Austin and I, because that was part of she was inspired after our conversation one time on his show. Anyway, so but the greatest gift we can give somebody is our time. But if we don't value that, oh, it's just time. No, that's a big deal. Somebody said to me just recently, wow, you know what? They found out I'd done, I don't know, it's pushing close to 300 virtual coffees in the last 6 months with people from the 4 mastermind groups I'm in. And somebody went, you know what? If you only spent an hour, and I've spent up to 4.5 hours with some of those people, but half an hour, hour and a half is not uncommon. But that's 300 hours of time. I hadn't thought of it that way. That's a lot of time, but it's pouring into people. It's them pouring into me. It's connecting with other human beings because I value them. I value that connection. It's worth spending the time to me. It's a priority for me to give people the time. Does it mean I don't spend time doing other things? Nope. I do lots of other things too. And I have 3 teenage sons and a wife, and I've got lots of other things going on. But it's a priority to connect. It's a priority to be able to be there for people and expand my horizons. That's a priority for me. So I absolutely will spend the time. Time goes so quick. These shows go so quick. We need to take another quick break, but I want quick shout outs again, both to founding sponsor partners, Kat Schwarz, and if you she's the owner and founder at Compassionate Healing Services. If you email her at info@compassionatehealingservices.com and mention the long bearded guy, you'll receive a 20% discount on one of her service. That's $100 savings off Kat's most unique offering, spiritual private investigation services. Kat will use her incredible skills as an evidential medium to reconnect you with a loved one who's crossed over and provide proof of their continued presence in your life. Email her at info@compassionatehealingservices.com. There's no energy created or destroyed. So when somebody crosses over, when somebody transitions, their energy is still here. She can explain that, talk to you about that. It's powerful. The other shout out is to Jose Escobar, is the founder and CEO of the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf. But check out the Connected Leaders Academy membership to take your business to the next level. This is the perfect tribe to learn, grow, and connect like never before. The Connected Leaders Academy tribe brings together some of the highest level entrepreneurs from all over the world. set up a virtual coffee with Jose Escobar today. And you can reach him at www.theentrepreneur'sbookshelf.com. And that's an amazing group. I'm in that group. Mandy's in that group. Austin's in that group. We have most of my sponsors, a good hunk of them, probably 80% are part of one of those groups. But that Connected Leaders Academy is an incredible place. So if you're looking for something like that, absolutely connect with that. All right, we're going to take another quick. Don't forget to pause and breathe. Spend the time, pause and breathe. Breathing exercise. A lot of times, if you take a breath in through your nose for 2 beats, so just 2 beats, inhale, and then hold it for 8 to 10 beats, and then exhale out of your mouth as hard as you can for 4 beats, and then inhale for 2, hold it. Why? Because it's giving your body oxygen that it needs. It's oxygen, because normally we breathe in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Sometimes the oxygen isn't there enough. So it makes you more alert. It makes you more focused. It grounds you. But the first few times you do that 3 or 4 times, that process, you might be lightheaded because it's giving your body, your brain, and all your organs and everything oxygen. So stick with me. Pause and breathe. You're with the long-bearded guy, Gordon D Melville, on Inspired Choices Network. Be right back.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the long-bearded guy with Gordon D Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey everybody, welcome back. You're with the long-bearded guy, Gordon D Melville, on Inspired Choices Network. And today we're talking about the greatest gift we can give somebody else is our time. And we're talking about what that is. What's the greatest gift? What is our time? What is time? In this segment, we want to talk about what is time? We want to talk about plank time. Planck, plank time. When my executive assist was typing up my notes for today, she came to me and went, "Hey, is this a typo?" I'm like, "Nope." Plank time. What is that? Because we think of, years and hours and minutes and seconds and milliseconds and hundreds of a second. And what's the smallest amount of time? The smallest increment. I learned, I had no idea. And this was done by a gentleman, Max Planck, and then another gentleman named Max Born, the two Maxes, around the turn of the century, 1900-ish. They figured this out. So it was called Planck time after Max Planck. And I'm going to read it because I don't want to screw it up, because it was I started to look into this and was like, I could love to share that. That would be awesome. And as I was reading it, I'm like, wow, you know what? This is so far beyond me. Even the explanation of it might as well have been in German or French or whatever. Because I was like, wow, I don't understand any of that. So I'm going to read this little. It's just a quick little piece. Planck time is a second can be an eternity. Planck time is the shortest unit of time possible. It is the time it takes light in a vacuum to cross on a Planck length, is the shortest distance possible. There are more units of Planck time in 1 second than there have been seconds since the creation of the world. What? I'll say that again. There are more units of Planck time in 1 second than there have been seconds since the creation of the world. A Planck time is measured in 10 to the minus 44th place. It's called that. It's a zeptosecond. A zeptosecond is Planck time. That's really, really short pieces of time. Really, really. Zeptosecond. A zeptosecond is Planck time. Is the smallest amount of time. So the next time someone wants to spend time with you or ask you a question or whatever, hey, I don't have a zeptosecond. And they'll go, what's that? Oh, we're already seconds past. Literally, I didn't have time. Even to explain it to you, I didn't have time. A zeptosecond. Earl Nightingale, one of the fathers, grandfathers, founders of thought process of back in the whole concept of, Jim Rohn and Napoleon Hill and that league of humans. Earl Nightingale said, "Don't let the fear of the time it will take to accomplish something stand in the way of doing it. The time will pass anyway. We might just as well put that passing time to the best use possible." I'm like, wow, 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 wow. The time's going to pass anyway. Might as well put that time to the best use possible. Napoleon Hill talks about always doing the most productive thing in every moment. And that doesn't mean we're always working. Productive can be time with family, vacation, going to a movie, spending time with loved ones or friends. That if that's the most productive thing, why? Because we need self-care. You've heard me talk lots about self-care. We have to do self-care. We need to look after ourselves. Do we need to sleep? Yes. Do we need to eat? Yes. Are there things that have to get done? Yes. That's the most productive thing you're doing in that moment. How you're spending that time. How do we spend our time? Do we think about it? Is it something that comes to the front of our mind? What we're running through our day, we're so busy doing stuff, doing. And we need to do some of those things. I'm not saying we don't do them. I'm saying, you know what? At the end of a day, are we doing the most productive thing we can be doing? Did the things get done today that were the priorities? Lots of us spend a lot of times. You ever had a day where you were really busy, but nothing got checked off your to-do list? Or we feel like, wow, I've been busy all day, but I don't feel like I got anything done. Sometimes that's because we're not focused on the right now, on that gift, the present. And time just goes, and we're never going to get it back. What are you doing with your time? How are you investing your time? Are you investing it? Are you spending it? Are you wasting it? Are you killing it? What are you doing with your time? What's happening with the bits and pieces of your day? And I mean, you can share it with me. You don't have to, but it's something that we should be thinking about. Why? Because time, we just think of it as something that's given to us. We don't value it. We don't give it the weight it should have. It does have. Whether we acknowledge that or not, it's a different issue. But we have to be able to understand, hey, the weight of time. I heard, and I've said that, I think I said that a week or two ago. Things don't come, situations don't come to stay. They come to pass. That's a time thing. Situation, they're not going to stay. If it's good, it's bad, great. It's not going to stick in either direction. It's not going to stay right there. It's in flux. How do we spend or invest our time? Who do we spend the time with? Ever had a time or spent some time with a vampire, an energy vampire? Someone that just sucks and sucks and sucks and sucks and sucks and sucks and takes and takes and takes and takes and takes. We've all experienced that. Do you like to spend time there? Because I know I don't. And since I've been sick, especially now, I don't have lots of energy and lots of time to spend anywhere. So I'm very, very careful about where I spend my time and my energy, who I spend it with. I love spending it Fridays between noon and 1 with producer Kim, with Christine, and with all of you. I love spending this hour, investing this hour to share. I love doing it. I look forward to doing this on Fridays. Love looking forward to it. Spending time with the audience, spending time sharing, spending time pouring out my heart, pouring out things that I think are helpful, things that I've learned over time. I'm 54 years old. I'm learning that I can put these things out. There's people that need to hear this stuff. I've been gifted to be given lots. I need to be able to give that back. So I love to spend this time. It's a gift to spend this time with you. So thank you so much for showing up with me today. And any day you show up, any of the episodes that you watch. We've got some pieces. I've got another quote, and then I've got some call to action in the next segment. But I want to just touch real quick. I am in the process. If these messages, these types of this show in any way impacts you in a positive way, in any way resonates with you, if you have my avatar, the people I'll talk to everybody. My avatar is for entrepreneurial men, for men. Why? Because I think a lot of times we hold that emotions inside. We don't let stuff out. We don't talk about our feelings. We were taught not to. We don't want to look weak. Don't cry. And so we don't know how. I teach tools and strategies to be able to get through regular emotions we all feel every day. So if whether it's a combination of that resonates with you and you want that message for your family or for your friends or for your organization or your church or your business, or there are lots of different ways. Production will go up tremendously if people understand, hey, you know what, we're valued. We know we can, there's no judgment. It's a safe zone to be able to talk to some of the people around. People will open up. It'll make it a much, much better place to work, a much better place to be. If that's of interest to you, reach out for me. I've got group coaching. I've got one-on-one coaching. I'm writing, I'm keynote speaking all over the place. If you need something like that, please reach out, thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. And if this message resonates with you and you go, you know what, Gord, I want to help you get to your 10 million men. I want to help get there. I want that message to get out. I'm looking for another bank of sponsors for this show, for the Long Bearded Guy, to get the message out and to enhance and grow some of those pieces in terms of expansion. I'm scaling. I'm getting, it's going out. Hey, Jackie, welcome. It's going out. So if that resonates with you, again, reach out to me. There's lots of different ways to work sponsorship and be involved. And so, I'm really, really, really looking for that. There's some huge pieces I need to add right away. And so, like I say, I want more people to be involved with this. And that's one way you can do that. Again, you can reach me at thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. to be able to hook up and understand and have a quick conversation about what that's about, or how you can tell me how you want to be involved, or if you need the other services, by all means, please reach out. Again, we need to take another quick break. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a call to action that's very exciting. We're going to have a wrap, and we're going to talk about some other things. So, hey, don't go anywhere. You're with the long-bearded guy, Gordon D Melville, on Inspired Choices Network. See you in 2 and 2.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is the Long-Bearded Guy with Gordon D Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with. I really appreciate that, spending your valuable time with me and sticking with. So I appreciate that. Napoleon Hill said, "Don't wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along." Life is a game board. Time is your opponent. If you procrastinate, you will lose the game. You must make a move to be victorious. Life is a game board. Time is your opponent. If you procrastinate, you will lose the game. You must make a move to be victorious. So don't wait. Don't procrastinate. It'll never, ever be. If you're waiting for just right, it'll never happen. Never, ever. Start where you are. So it's like you're jumping off the mountain, right? Jumping off the cliff and building your parachute on the way down. Investing your time, not killing time. Call to action this week is this. I would like you to, and you don't have to, you're looking to make yourself better or grow, intentionally grow is a good activity. Intentionally, so pay attention and be intentional about your giving, spending, investing, and wasting or killing of time this week. Awareness. As you go through your days, at this Christmas time, it's busy. Shopping malls are only open for a certain time, or if it's malls, we're doing it online. We can shop 24 hours a day. We're busy. Stuff going, parties and Christmas parties and friend stuff and church stuff and all these different things going on. All these different activities happening. It can be a very busy time of year. But December and January also hold December, January, February hold the highest levels of depression and suicide of the whole year. Why? Because people get overwhelmed. They're not stopping to pause and breathe. They're just go. And expectation of what people think they should be spending their time, or even for ourselves. What's your own expectation of where you should be investing or spending your time? Is it based where it should be? Is it based in reality? Is it based in what is? We need to be honest with ourselves about what is, but not make it worse than it is. Be honest with yourself about where you're spending your time and how you're spending your time, but don't make it worse than it is. But pay attention this week. Again, it's busy time of year, right? We're thinking about, what are the meals I got to cook? What are the people that are coming out? I got to clean the house. I got to, all these different things, right? We're all so weak, so busy. Be intentional and pay attention. Have awareness of where you're giving, spending, investing, and wasting or killing time this week. Next week, we are going to talk about, and again, we still have this Christmas theme, right? This Christmas time of year. So next week, we're going to talk about, I'm totally going to slay it. SLEIGH, slay it. Totally going to slay it. Next week is the show. So that's going to be next Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Next week on Friday. Yeah, same time, same place, same great beard. Will be next week, and we'll continue to explore. We'll continue to share tools and strategies and ideas about how to grow, how to intentionally grow. We can organically grow. We may not get where we want to go. Lots of people aren't even organically growing. You've heard me say, I've got 20 years experience. Really? Are you doing things better than you were 20 years ago? Because if you're not, maybe you have 1 year of experience that you've duplicated 19 times. Ouch. Getting real with ourselves. Extreme 100% ownership. We are where we are in our lives, all of us, because of the decisions and choices we've made. You've heard me say that before. Whether we like it or not, whether we want to admit that or not, whether we want to take on that ownership or not, doesn't change what is. Because of the choices and decisions we've made. And we can't control what happens around us. We all know that. What we can control is what we think and what we do, how we respond to what happens to us. Sometimes it's a matter of spending the time in a place. If we hadn't spent the time there, we wouldn't have had to make those decisions. Or we wouldn't have made poor decisions. We wouldn't have been placed in a position to even have to make the decision, good or not so good. How do we spend our time? Where do we invest our time? I keep coming back to the intentionality of and the awareness. We can't change stuff unless we're aware. Yes. So if I'm not aware, if I don't know, I can't change it. I can't make it better. I have to have awareness. Have awareness. Gratitude for our space. Gratitude for what we have. Not content, because as soon as I get content, I don't push anymore. I don't want to be content, but I absolutely need to be grateful for where I am, what I have, what's going on, the time that's here. Time is the greatest gift we can give somebody else. It's the greatest thing we can give ourselves is time. Think about that this week. Meditate with that. Be aware this week of where you're spending and investing your time and who you're spending it with and what their impact on you is, good, bad, or otherwise. Make it another great week. Make it. You have the power to do that. I love you. Big, massive hugs. Live abundantly and with intention this week. Awareness of where you're at. From my heart, live abundantly. Be well. Make it another great week. See you next Friday at noon. Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning into the Long Bearded Guy Show. You are appreciated and loved. Gordon D Melville returns Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on the InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, make it another great week, leading with love, powerfully designing, crafting, and living out your positively impactful legacy life you were created for. Big hugs!